Greetings, Dr. Joseph Martin. Love, loss, and loneliness. Your soul in prison. You know, most of us need more connection with ourselves and with other people. Connection with someone who can love us and who we can love is actually the most important thing in life, isn't it? And yet, time and again, we have relationships where we get infatuated with somebody, we get excited about starting a new relationship, and maybe there's sex and maybe there isn't, but there's certainly perhaps not a lot of emotional intimacy. And all of a sudden, things go haywire. We have our own fears and anxieties, and the other person gets afraid and shut down and pulls away, draws away, and doesn't communicate or text or phone you back or whatever. And all these things go on. Now, we've all had loss and loneliness in relationships in our life. In fact, I know some people who are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s who lost a love relationship when they were 14 or 18 years of age, and they just got so much despair and loneliness and sadness and grief that they never opened to love again for the rest of their lives. Now, that's sad, and I hope that that will not happen to you, that you will take the opportunity to switch it up and do something different. You know, a lot of people that go through a series of relationships, and time after time, they lose more self-confidence, they go into deeper despair when they lose a relationship, they get more lonely, they get more withdrawn emotionally, they don't go out, they don't date anymore, they don't go out and even chat with their friends or go to a movie or a coffee shop, and they just sit at home and they feel really bad about themselves, they feel they're not good enough, and they feel just an increasing spiral of despair, sometimes even suicidal. And you may be one of these. These are very normal thoughts and feelings that we all go through. The point is, how many times can you go through it? Especially when you find someone you really love and care for, and you kind of intuitionally sense that there could be a good relationship here. When you work through some of your own issues, then you might find that you can handle your fears and anxieties and work through the sadness that's left over from previous relationships and deal with the loss and the separation that's so prevalent inside our hearts and our feelings and our emotions and those thoughts that plague us. It's really important to learn to commit to yourself and commit to developing your self-worth. Now, you know, it's important to realize it has to be a full spiritual, mental, emotional, psychological, sexual, sensual experience. It's no good on one hand just to go off and just have sex and have no meaningful relationship for the rest of your life, or on the other hand, go off and pretend that you're going to be like a priest or a nun and have no sex, but all this burning instinctual and emotional desire and passion is inside you, and you don't know how to handle it and pretend it's not there, and then you can go off and abuse other kids. So neither of these are solutions. You need to find the solace, you need to find the solution, you need to strive for the solution, you need to find out who yourself is, and I mean self in the highest sense. You need to find where is love and what is love. And all these things are really important to do. So I'm really suggesting that this is an exciting time for you to move forward. And on your I Am Self-Worth scale, which is part of what this online training program is going to be, if you have out of 5 out of 10 or less on your self-worth, self-confidence scale, I suggest that you tune in and check out this promise yourself, that you will tune into this I Am Self-Worth Self-Coaching Program. So all love and blessings to you on your journey. You don't have to stay in separation or loneliness or loss. You don't have to stay in the despair and the sadness and the sorrow and the grief. You can commit to yourself today to do something better for yourself, and your future is going to be very bright, hopeful, and exciting. It's a great journey. It's a lifelong journey of learning to love, loving yourself, and thereby learning to love other people. All blessings, Dr. Joseph Martin.